My boss told me I'd never afford the office building. Yesterday, I bought it and became his landlord. I've been working maintenance at this tech startup for 6 years. My boss, Richard, loves reminding everyone how smart he is. Every chance he gets, he makes sure people know exactly where they stand in his world. Last month, during the all-hands meeting, he was going on about company culture and ambition. Then he pointed out the window at the building we're in and said, "See this? This is what real success looks like. This is the kind of asset that separates the dreamers from the doers." He looked directly at me, mopping near the back of the room. "You'll never own something like this on a janitor's salary. That's just reality." Everyone laughed. A few people glanced at me with those awkward, sympathetic looks. I just nodded, pushed my cart toward the supply closet, and went back to fixing the third-floor AC unit that had been broken for 2 weeks because Richard kept rejecting the repair budget. What Richard doesn't know is that I own 3 other properties within 4 blocks of this building. Been flipping houses since I was 22. Started with a foreclosure I bought for 30 grand using money I saved delivering pizzas and working overnight shifts at a warehouse. The place was destroyed. Holes in the walls, carpet soaked with God knows what, electrical work that would have made a fire marshal cry. I spent 6 months learning plumbing on YouTube, teaching myself drywall repair, rewiring outlets until my hands were covered in electrical tape residue. Sold that first house for $68,000. Took that profit, bought 2 more dumps, repeated the process. My wife Lisa handles all the paperwork under her maiden name, Torres. I learned early that people treat you different when they know you have money. They either want something from you or they resent you for having it. Easier to just keep your head down, do the work, let people assume whatever they want. Richard assumes I'm broke, assumes I'm stupid, assumes I'll be mopping his floors until I retire. He's never asked about my life, never wondered why I drive a 15-year-old Civic when I could afford something better, never noticed that I wear the same rotation of work shirts because I don't care about impressing anyone at a job I only keep because it gives me access to building management contacts. 2 weeks ago, I got a call from my realtor, Angela. She sounded excited. "The owner of that building where you work just listed it, off market. He's tired of dealing with your company's late rent payments and wants out fast." I asked her how much. She told me. I sat there in my truck during lunch break, eating a sandwich Lisa packed, doing the math in my head. It was steep, but I had it. Barely, but I had it. "Make an offer," I said. "All cash, closing in 2 weeks." Angela laughed. "You're serious?" "Completely." The owner accepted that afternoon. I spent the next 13 days waiting, not saying a word to anyone. Richard kept doing his thing, talking about expansion plans, about how he was going to negotiate a better lease, about how landlords always cave when you play hardball. I just smiled and fixed the bathroom sink on the 2nd floor. Yesterday morning, the sale closed. I signed the papers in Angela's office at 8 a.m., walked out with the deed in a manila envelope, and drove straight to work. I changed into my maintenance uniform in the parking lot, clipped my badge to my shirt, and waited. Richard always does his Monday morning speech at 9:30. He stands in the main conference room with the glass walls, projects the quarterly numbers, talks about accountability and performance metrics. Everyone sits there pretending to care. I waited until he was 15 minutes deep, really rolling, talking about the company's vision for the next 5 years. Then I walked in, pushed the door open mid-sentence. Everyone turned. Richard stopped talking, annoyed. "Can this wait?" he said. "No," I replied. I walked right up to him, holding the envelope. "New building owner wants to discuss the lease. Rent's doubling next month unless you sign a 3-year contract by Friday. All terms non-negotiable." I handed him the envelope. He opened it, still smirking, probably ready to make some joke. Then his eyes hit the deed. His name disappeared from his face. The smirk collapsed. He looked up at me, then back down at the paper, then at me again. The entire office went completely silent as Richard realized the janitor he mocked now owned the building. His hands were shaking.